So how hot is your rod?
I recorded that.
Sweet.
My rod is hot 24/7, especially when I'm thinking about Rod Kimball.
Ah, yeah, stuntman of the century.
His name is Rad Kimball. Rad Kimball? Who's Rad Kimball?
Rod?
Rod Kimball.
Rod
Oh, they said Rad. I'm like, who's Rad?
Well, he is rad.
He
That's
is
pretty rad.
rad.
He's rad.
Very rad.
On his rad. I don't
Bod.
know. Yeah.
He's got a rad bod
And he's rad rod.
with his rad rod.
Rad Rocket. Rad Rocket.
Yes, exactly.
We're here to talk about the 2007 cult classic Hot Rod.
I'm gonna give you points. Did you actually look up the year before we did this?
Sure did.
I had a boy.
I think I'm right.
Well, let's double check.
Yeah,
Let's
I was
do
gonna
the-
say, did you look?
Let's do the math.
Yeah, do that math.
Sounds right.
Hot Rod.
It's hot.
That rod is spicy.
2007 film. Yeah.
Oh, give me some points on Room Tone Podcast.
Can you tell me how long it is?
It's an hour and 27 minutes.
That was very close.
87
It's
minutes.
1 hour and 28 minutes.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
No fucking way.
Yeah, dude.
Damn it, that's what I was gonna say.
Let's go.
Can you guys guess its Rotten Tomato score?
Oh,
Probably like 44.
God
or
damn it. I
something.
was going to say 46.
Something.
46. It is 39%.
Oh,
No.
no.
Wah, wah.
Well, let's look at that because they have two scores. They separate it. One is a critic score. One is an audience score.
Okay.
Can you guys guess the audience score?
So that was the critic score?
Mm-hmm.
65.
78.
Swain, you're on a roll. It's 64.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Look at
right.
you.
The next
Very
number you
nice.
think of, just go one down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Easy,
well-
Just go get a fucking Powerball ticket.
Yeah, dude.
My name's Austin Oropeza. I'm an amateur movie douche.
No, you're a professional.
Thank you.
You're top tier.
My name's Austin Swain. I'm a top.
What bedroom are you going to?
That was my wife.
That was your wife, the top.
Hell yes. We're out there.
Oh my god, just say your intro.
My name's Austin Swain, on my way to buy a Powerball ticket, and today we are reviewing Hot Rod. This is our fourth installment of the Room Tone movie reviews, and collectively, over 4 categories and 3 homies, we will be giving this a collective score out of 60. As I introduce myself, I am going to guess that we will rate this film with a score of 50.
All right, now go one lower.
49. Boom.
That's fair. All right. What was a tone grade? Can you remind the roomies?
Certifiably toned is a 50 out of 60.
Okay,
And if you score below a 30,
I think so.
below a 30, you are tone deaf.
Dun, dun, dun.
My name is Maddie, and I first watched Hot Rod very recently. But it's amazing.
Right.
And I think everybody should watch it, even if they don't think they'll like it, because I think it has a lot of surprises.
And a lot of charm.
And a lot of charm. I think it gets a bad rap for being in like the like Blades of Glory and like Napoleon Dynamite and that type of movie genre, but I think that it really holds its own category.
Agreed.
And I think that it will get a 47 out of 60.
Ooh, okay. My name is Austin Arpeza, and I think that this particular movie is going to get. You know what? I am going to say a 45. Yeah, I'm going to go on a little bit of the low end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say? 47?
You said 47. I think Swain said 49.
49. Okay.
You said 45.
I said 49.
We are in there tight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we really are in agreement.
Austin, give us the lowdown. What are our categories of review?
Yeah, so the categories that we critique our films are the cinematography, So just the general camera movements, the cinematic language, if you will. The characters, do we like them? Are they believable? Are we drawn to them?
Are they believable?
Are they believable? Story, just do we like what's happening? Did we feel like that there was a very concrete resolution?
Is it well written?
If it's well written, if the problem's very clear.
Is the pacing good?
Is the pacing
Oh
good?
yeah.
And then just general watchability. Would we watch it again? Did we have fun watching it?
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's an important part of every movie.
I think so, because I feel like I've watched a lot of stinkers out there where I still enjoyed watching it. And I'd probably watch it again.
Oh yeah.
I think
Right.
like a good example would probably be Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Interesting. That was like
Okay.
the last thing I expected you to say.
Really, I like
Yeah.
Rocky Horror. I think it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fun time, and
Yeah.
like I'd watch it again. But like it's also like corny as all hell, and you
Right.
know,
Right, and fucking weird.
and fucking
Yeah.
weird.
yeah. But yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Solid.
And yeah, each of us can give a point value out of 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, and we will total up all our points at the end to see what our grand total is.
Hell yeah, let's dive on in. I don't know why I said that.
Dive on in.
Let's jump the pool.
And now let's review Hot Rod.
Oh, my tit.
For those roomies who are joining us again, Maddie just hit her boob on the mic.
Right in the neck.
Oh man.
Thanks for sticking with us through that one.
The show must go on.
The show
Yes,
must go on.
despite our hardships, we must move forward.
Oh man.
So, should we give a synopsis of this film? Do we want to do like a Google synopsis?
Yeah, I haven't given one yet.
You can do it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Hot Rod, the 2007 American cult classic, stars Andy Samberg as amateur stuntman Rod Kimball, whose stepfather, Frank, continuously mocks and disrespects him. But when Frank becomes ill, Rod raises money for his heart operation by executing his largest stunt yet.
When you put it like that, the story is pretty stupid.
Oh God, yes.
But like,
Well, hold on.
no, it's just like, I guess I so rarely think about his uncle when I think about Hot Rod. Like, I
fair.
think of
Right.
it as just being a story of this guy doing these things. But yeah, when you like phrase it as like his mean uncle is
will-
whatever, like it's just interesting.
Maddie, I hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna correct you. That's not his uncle. That is his stepfather,
Oh,
Frank.
sorry,
Yeah,
stepfather.
no wonder you're not thinking about his uncle.
Right, exactly. See, he's just he's the last thing that
Yeah,
I really think about in
totally.
the movie.
Which
So
he's like the whole drive of the film. which
right,
is
but
kinda
it's
funny.
the whole
Yeah.
fucking storyline. So.
Ready for this piece of vocab trivia?
Mm-hmm.
He's the MacGuffin.
Oh,
He only serves to trigger the plot.
okay.
I also, as another piece of fun factory, this movie is directed by Akiva Schaffer and stars Andy Samberg as well as Jorma Tacone, and all three of those guys were in Lonely Island.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of it's not a Lonely Island project, but it's like those three funny guys.
But it's kind of a Lonely Island
But
project.
it's so much better than all the Lonely Island stuff.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Like, I mean, it just like I thought it was gonna be like the Lonely Island stuff, and it's not.
yeah.
so I guess like let's should we do like a general, like, what did we thought of the movie when we first watched it? Do we want to kind of talk about that a little bit?
I loved it the first time I watched it.
Yeah?
I've loved it every time I've watched it.
You know, I will say, Maddie, when you told me you loved Hot Rod, it kind of surprised me.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mostly because like I remember showing you Superbad, and I think you stopped it like in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I hated Superbad.
Yeah, but like I would put Superbad in the same like realm as Hot Rod.
See, but would you?
I would.
Would you
you-
still?
I would, yeah.
See, I don't think
seeing
so.
Seeing Hot Rod as much, I don't, and maybe it's just because I see like those comedies as kind of like one entity, even though like Judd Apatow didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
It's just like it was such like a popular like form of comedy, the immature man-child.
See, but I think that's like it's that, but it's the other side of that coin. See, because I feel like Superbad is so inappropriate. And I feel like Hot Rod is very like charming and like that kind of humor, but in like a PG kind of way. Like
I
he's
get
just
that.
all the characters are just so like small and dumb and like childish, you know?
You know what? Now that you put that in words, I get that.
Right?
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
Because like the majority of Superbad is just dick jokes.
right.
Totally.
Right.
And maybe that's what. Maybe it's more of like a nostalgia thing for me that I really enjoy it.
Which is cool.
Yeah, because
Totally.
there are some things in that movie where I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Like the whole, I guess like the plot of trying to get girls drunk so they can have sex with them.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Although it doesn't happen.
Right.
Right.
But like in a very wholesome way. Ish.
Right.
See, but like, yeah, that's a very big difference between like doing stunts on my little bicycle to try to raise money for my dying stepdad.
So I
you
can
know?
kick his ass.
Yes.
Yeah, so I
let's-
can kick his ass.
Let's be
True.
clear for the roomies here who haven't seen Hot Rod is his main goal for saving his stepfather's life is so he can kick his ass and prove that he's a man.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not. There's no like familiar love or anything
Yeah,
like that.
no, they hate each other.
Yeah.
Which, watch Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Just watch Hot Rod. Just
If
do
you
it.
haven't seen it and you're listening to this right now, pause this.
At Morgan, go watch Hot Rod.
The movie is a hoot.
Yeah.
You'll have a time.
Because Andy Samberg is crazy looking.
He has a lot of mouth. Before we suggest people watch Hot Rod, let's see if it gets the official toned rating.
Let's get into it.
Ow, ow.
Our first category is cinematography. How did you guys feel about the cinematic language?
Douche jar, just for whatever the fuck that was.
No, I just love like saying cinematic language about Hot Rod. Because I mean, like,
No, hang on. Actually, though, because this movie is fucking well shot.
yeah.
yeah.
I will say, okay. It's no like Christopher Nolan movie by any means,
No.
or like a Wes Anderson movie. But I will
No.
say they do fill the frame very nicely, and like they do add stuff in the background, which gives it that comedic like element.
They know what they're doing.
They did, and they knew the cinematic language for comedy.
Oh, completely. They know
Yeah.
when to cut to a wide, and like they know when to like punch in and like make Rod look badass, because like
Yeah.
you know that it's just like how Rod feels is like, oh, I'm pulling on my gloves and I'm putting on my cape, and then they cut
Yeah.
to a wide and he looks like a fucking dumbass.
Yeah. And then also I specifically remember the scene where Bill Hader's character is talking about taking acid and he's
Yeah.
going through that story
Yeah.
when he was in the bowling alley or whatever, and like his boss just coming into frame.
Just floats in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember just that distinctly thinking like, wow, that was really weird.
It's so interesting.
But like you kind of see the mind of like Bill Hader and like what's going on with him.
Yeah.
And I feel like that added value. That
Yeah.
scene stuck out to me so much that like I'm like, hey, that's nice.
Right.
I feel like it's better than like Hysteria, another movie that we reviewed.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
True.
Totally. Like
And what's the sequence when they do like the Zamboni?
oh yeah, it's
and
like
then they like pop the bubble wrap.
it's kind of
Oh,
like a
yeah.
montage, like planning. It's almost like a heist film where they're like, all right, we're gonna have to do this, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like they keep kind of like cutting into different locations where they're doing these different stages of planning.
Which that's very fun.
I think
And
there's a
that,
lot of
I feel
fun.
like that's done very well.
Totally, yeah. Another. Do you remember when Rod needs to go to his quiet place, and he like goes out into the woods with his
Oh, yeah.
with his bottle and his cigarette, and he's like dancing around? Dude, like the lighting there, like
That's true.
the composition there is so actually beautiful.
It's pretty choice.
And it's
It
like
is.
they know what they're doing, and like they use it to their advantage to make a fucking joke. And I love that.
Well, Swain, I feel like you're the one who's been given the stronger opinion about the cinematography. What would you give the score?
See, now this is tough because like it's a comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and comedies typically have less artistic cinematography. It's also like
Is it though? Like, I would almost argue that it's just a different way of speaking.
true. I mean, Scott Pilgrim is a comedy,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
even though it's called an action or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think they make a creative decision at every opportunity that they can, and I
Jesus Christ.
fucking cat did something.
What the hell was that?
And I,
Scared the fuck out of me.
and I think that they make very good decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give this movie a 4
A 4.
Wow.
That's
for it,
bold.
for its
Yeah, that's
visual
ambitious.
language.
Okay, I see you. Maddie, what about yourself?
Okay, I was kind of being a bitch about the 2, but I think 3 is pretty solid. I mean, it's still not like an exemplary film for cinematography, but I think that it does do very well with what it is, and I think that the people who worked on it are very talented.
So you said a 3?
Yes, I'll do 3.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that. I'm going to give it a 3 as well. I think that the comedic cinematic language that they present throughout the film is very excellent, and I think it just adds to the comedy.
Yeah, 100%.
So characters, I think I could start this off by saying that I loved every single one. I don't think there was a character in the film that I was like, that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
They all brought their own like charm into into the project.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only one I wasn't too thrilled about was I felt like Isla Fisher could have done a little bit more. I mean, I know her main role was the love interest, which is like, sure, okay. I feel like there's opportunity that could have been brought more to that character, but I'm happy for what she was in.
Yeah,
That's-
she's pretty basic,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but I totally agree about everybody else. I think everybody else serves their purpose and does it very well, and I think the actors are great.
Yeah.
so.
They're all so fucking charming.
Yeah.
Like it's so much like 30-year-old, 40-year-old men who feel like they're
13.
absolute children. Like, hey, you who shitheads? I
Yeah.
just found a bag of fireworks in the men's restroom. Would you like to light them off with me? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
And
Let's
they're
go.
so cute.
I'm here for it. I would also say this is like one of the most quotable movies. I don't know where that lands on our rubric, but
I agree.
goddamn, there are so many good lines in here.
Yeah, lots of good one-liners.
Yeah.
So for my score, I think I'd probably give it another 3. I thought it was great. A 3.
Yeah,
I'd give it a 3.
I agree with for 3 again. Because I mean, they're all amazing, but they're not like
compelling.
the most amazing characters ever
Yeah.
written. They're just like fun characters to be around.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. I have been watching this movie for a very long time. And so there's definitely a chance that like I have this through a nostalgia filter as well, cuz I'm sitting here like, "Oh man, 4, maybe 5 characters. Like these guys are great." Like I think that the characters in a lot of ways kind of make the story, but I agree like in terms of like ranking them among other movies, they're not deep
Yeah.
characters. They're not like engaging characters. They're just fun to be around.
Yeah.
And 3's above average. I'll
Alright.
give them a 3.
Give him a 3.
Above average.
Our next category is story. Maddie, do you want to start us off?
So I think the story is really fun. I think that it's got a lot of ups and downs, and I think the pacing works really well. Because I notice that there's always that point when I'm watching Hot Rod where I think that it's about to be over, and then, like, the entire finale of the movie happens. Because I kind of always forget that he's gonna, like, do the big jump,
Yeah.
or that, like, they're gonna, like, show it at, like, the movie theater. Like, I kind of always forget about that stuff.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I feel like it's paced well, and I feel like everything happens for a reason. There's nothing that feels really
Out of place.
right. Gosh.
The only thing I would argue is just how long the falling and tumbling
The falling
Shut
and
the
tumbling is
fuck
very
up.
long, yeah.
is
Wait.
very long.
Wait.
But it is funny.
It's funny.
That's the joke.
I'm not saying that it's not funny. I just think like it's just like 2 or 3 seconds too long.
Yes.
Where I feel like there have been times where I've watched Hot Rod where I'm like, all right, this
I could just skip
yeah,
this.
yeah.
That's
guess.
the joke.
I get that's the joke.
See, but that's like saying the fucking chicken fights on Family Guy, or that's the joke. Those still can be long.
That's true. And the Conway Twitty.
And fucking Conway Twitty.
Where they're like, oh, what if we just sit here for like a full 5 minutes?
Yeah.
That'll really show them.
Right.
All right, you know what? That's fair.
I think I'm gonna be a little harsh and say 2.
Oh, you're so bad. Wow, I'm actually
know.
surprised by that.
Just because I don't think that the story is the best thing about Hot Rod.
Oh, God, no.
I think that
Okay.
the characters, and I think that the emotion, and I think that the jokes are the best, but I don't think that like the storyline is the best thing about Hot Rod.
I think in a lot of ways, Hot Rod is a parody.
Yeah.
Like, of that. Like, oh, my family is down on its luck, and I'm the only one who can go out and do something big to put it right.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like it kind of takes that idea and puts it on its head. It's like, yeah, but what if that guy was a fucking loser?
Mm-hmm.
And like, what if nothing went well for them?
Right.
Like, until the very end, because you still want a happy ending.
Right.
And like, what if the whole reason he wants to bring back his stepdad is so he can kick his ass?
Right.
And so it's like, to be a parody, like you kind of need a stupid story. And I mean, yeah, I agree with you. It's like this movie does not stand on its story. It stands on its cinematography and its comedy and its characters. So I would also give it a 2.
You guys are ruthless.
Ruthless.
You gotta be with only 5 points to mess around with. You gotta.
We might change. We should probably change that. Maybe we should go 10.
Maybe we need to go 10.
We're in this now.
Yeah, but
We
then
can change. Well, this is our podcast. We can do the fuck we want.
that's true.
All right, if
Go
you
from
guys want-
5 to 10. We'll be okay.
we can just double the rest of the scores.
That's true.
120 just seems like a weird.
Well, 60's weird.
60's weird too, though. Yeah.
I guess.
So for the story for myself, I think I would give it. I don't know. I think I'd give it a 3. I'd give it another 3.
Okay.
The comedy and the characters make up the story, and that's what I really enjoy. Yeah, and I think it's fun. I think it's great, and I think it's a unique story as well. Like it almost kind of what you said, Swain, like sets up that trope of I'm the guy who has to like save his family by doing this, whatever.
Yeah.
But like it turns it on its head. It's like, yeah, so I can kick his fucking ass.
Yeah.
Like that's
unique.
unique. That's
Totally.
fun, and
Totally.
it's funny. So I personally would give the story a 3.
Heck
That's
yeah.
solid. Yeah, I support that.
All right, next category is watchability.
Oh, baby.
I think it has immense levels of watchability.
Oh God, yeah. I think we watch it at least once a year.
I think the first time I watched it like twice in a row.
That's fair.
I think
In a
I was.
row.
Yeah,
You
I think
rewatched it like right away.
I think I watched it like the next day. Like
Oh,
I think I
okay.
like watched it, and then the next day I was like, wait, I just want to watch Hot Rod again.
Yeah.
Like I think we had a lot of days like that where we were just like, gosh, I just want to watch Hot Rod again.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like Jackass.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the watchability is high.
Well, okay. What would you give it?
I might even give it a 5 for
Dude,
watchability.
That's okay.
Just because I think it's so easy to watch, it's so funny. You like pick up on a new joke every time you watch it. It's not complicated.
You
like
can turn off your brain. It's
Yeah.
It's a nice popcorn film that
It's
you'd like to watch over and over again.
yeah, it's an expert popcorn film.
It really is.
And you know what, Maddie? I probably won't give it the same score, but I would agree with your points, and I also agree with like the idea of you always just kind of feel good rewatching it. Like you've seen him win already. You've already seen that happen. But like when you watch it, it's never like, oh, this is old. This is like, fuck yeah, he did it again.
Yeah.
I'm always
Yeah.
proud of him. I'm always proud.
That's the charm.
Yeah.
I really do think that's the charm. And I'm just gonna give it another 3, just down the board. I'm gonna do another 3.
Not
A
even a
straight
4?
3 all the way down.
I'm gonna give it a straight 3, because like I feel like I can also have a limit on how many times I can watch Hot Rod. I feel like if I watch Hot Rod twice within 1 month, I would be good to watch it for probably a year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, yeah.
But like,
I
if it
feel
was
like I would be that
spaced-
way with any movie.
Yeah, but if it was like spaced out though, like that's I'd keep watching. I'd watch it again.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like I need time in between.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
it has been a while since we watched it last.
Yeah.
Like I would watch Hot Rod right now.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually,
This is kind of making me want to watch Hot Rod.
before we even started recording and we were in like the ideas phase of this podcast, and we were talking about the idea of doing a movie commentary. The first one we did was for Little Miss Sunshine, but when we were in the ideation phase, Hot Rod was the movie we talked about doing a movie commentary to. So if you people out there are listening to this movie review, if you've seen the movie, if you would want to hear us if you enjoyed the first movie commentary, if you wanna, if that's
if
something,
you want to watch another movie with us.
yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
sit down on the couch and talk about fucking Andy Samberg trying to jump buses, let us
Having
know.
too much mouth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We I think that would be a really fun time. And honestly, if you don't tell us to do it, we might just do it anyway.
Yeah, fuck you, audience.
So Sam, what would you give this score? What would you give watchability?
Like I said, this is a movie I've been watching for a long time, and you two know, I watched movies as a kid, and then I got older and I watched them again, and I was like, wow, those are some bad movies. But this is one that has been like a consistent part of my life and like has held up since the first time I've watched it. And it's one of the movies I've seen the most out of like movies that I watch. I fucking love this movie. And I am going to give it a 5
Nice.
for
okay.
watchability. It's always a good time. And it's so charming that it's a film I'm always recommending to people.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Do you guys want to hear the official score?
Mm-hmm.
Drum roll, please. We gave Hot Rod the official score of 40 out of 60.
Damn.
Yeah. A little lower than what we all thought.
Yes.
But it's not tone deaf.
Right.
What would you call this like middle area?
We like it.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. It's decent.
We'll have to give a category for that middle section.
I feel like it's just like the movie is good, but it's not like a super well. Like the movie is good, but it's not outstanding.
You're not begging people to watch it.
It's not in our Criterion collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not top tier.
Mm-hmm.
We still like
It's
like
still a
it.
great time.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would recommend people watch it.
Totally.
But
Right.
I don't think I would fight for people to watch it.
Right.
Yeah, like if you don't want to watch it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
I feel like
But fuck you if you don't.
Yeah. I do have questions about your sanity,
Yeah.
your mental stability.
But yeah, so 40 out of 60 guys. That's pretty good.
That's pretty solid.
Not too bad. I've always said that this is one of the best bad movies.
Mhm. I agree.
Totally.
Yeah.
Even though
So
it's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie.
right. Sure.
Just proved it.
True. 40 out of 60. Not too bad.
That's the hand job of movies. You want a little bit more, but you get what you get.
This is what it is.
Until next time. Pause room time.